Hi, I'm Peter Capaldi. I play the Doctor, and you're watching EMS Productions.
Hello everybody, and welcome along to today's video where I'm going to be trying to work out, giving you guys some theories on what appears to be the 12th Doctor's fake out, at least, regeneration in this week's episode, The Lie of the Land. So the shots we saw from the trailer just before the series aired and the trailer at the end of episode 1 appeared to show the Doctor mid-regeneration in what certainly is now turning out to be this week's episode, which, given that the Doctor apparently is not regenerating until Christmas, seems to be a bit of an odd one. Why is he suddenly having a regeneration 5 episodes too early? So here you go guys, here's a quick few theories on what I think it might be. Now one of the less likely theories, just because it's the most obvious one as the first one I guess, is that the Doctor is actually regenerating in this episode. It's possible, but I think it's unlikely given that we've already seen shots from later in the series, particularly from the Empress of the Mars, the Ice Warriors episode, with the 12th Doctor clearly visible in a sort of spacesuit, definitely from that episode. So unless it's a whole bit of sort of Moffat style, he's going to regenerate but then we're going to go flashback to the Doctor before this all happened or something like that, I can't really see this be the 12th Doctor's actual regeneration, but you never know. One of the more stronger possibilities, and certainly one I've been seeing discussed around on forums a little bit at the moment, seems to be that either this is the Doctor restoring his sight via sort of the regeneration is being used to restore his sight, but then seemingly his sight was restored last episode, so that would seem a little bit confusing. But it does seem to be that this regeneration is initiated by Bill firing that shot, which appears to be at the Doctor. So it seems that Bill's going to shoot the Doctor dead, for example, for what it seems, and then he's going to start a regeneration. So it's kind of like, what's going to happen from there? Is that regeneration... it surely can't actually complete. It's going to be a fake, surely got to be a fake out regeneration because there's just nothing to suggest that the Doctor is changing this week. Maybe we'll briefly see a 13th Doctor before we go into a flashback, as I've sort of mentioned previously. Or will it be some sort of, he can somehow hold off the regeneration for now and maybe, so it'll sort of heal the bullet wound or whatever, but it won't actually cause a full regeneration and therefore he's able to, he spends the last few episodes of this series and into Christmas maybe trying to hold off the regeneration and put it off a bit more. Which would certainly be an interesting concept to follow, with the Doctor really kind of weakened and struggling to hold back that regeneration, but he's kind of desperate to, because I don't know why, but he is. I mean, David Tennant was kind of doing that as the 10th Doctor towards the end, but not quite in the same way maybe this would be. But that is another possibility. One of the other big theory and possibility that I've seen from people is that this is all a simulation, this episode. Obviously, the whole of episode 6 was simulation. It was the idea these monks create that simulation. The concept I've seen and theory I've seen brought up, which I really kind of is my sort of preferred theory and what I think it might be, is that this whole episode will still be a simulation. The moment they're talking about, everybody's talking about, is from the moment when the Doctor, or the whole lot of them in episode 7, the Pyramid at the End of the World, they put their hands on whatever those sort of hanging down wires or whatever were to sort of simulate the future, to see what happens in the future. A lot of people have been saying that maybe that's, for the Doctor, when he's put that on, that's when the simulation has started, when he's taken his hand off that. For whatever reason, he is actually in the simulation, and from then on, we are going throughout a simulation, and so the Doctor will, and then the Doctor's regeneration in this episode will be what kind of breaks the simulation, because it's something they couldn't simulate or plan, and it completely breaks the simulation and suddenly everything's kind of restored back to normal, or something along those lines. Or it may also be to do with the Doctor's sight, that his sight hasn't actually been fully restored. It's been restored, but so that he sees what the monks want him to see, rather than him actually being able to fully see again. Maybe there's some sort of mind control or vision control or something like that, given how powerful the monks seem. It does seem a plausible concept, and therefore that regeneration is actually the Doctor full-on properly restoring his eyesight so he can completely save the day. Or something along those lines, it would seem. So certainly there's a few different theories doing the rounds. I do personally, as I've said, think it's unlikely we will actually see a 13th Doctor this week, just because we have seen Peter filming and shots of Peter in future episodes. So unless it is a brief shot and then we flash back, then maybe it's going to be sort of something completely different. Or there's also the concept that we will actually see something, maybe an alternate 13th Doctor, because we're in a simulation. Maybe the regeneration will complete and he'll become another person for like 10 minutes. Or something. It would be quite a major concept and something very left field and different to do, but the idea of an alternative Doctor, sort of an alternate 13th Doctor for 10 minutes while he or she saves the day, and then it's all reverted back to the 12th Doctor, back to normal again if we are in some sort of simulation or something like that. There's lots and lots of interesting concepts that can come from this. This will of course be the first time since pretty much, I think, the Day of the Moon in Series 6 in 2011 where we've seen a fake out regeneration, if it does turn out to be the case, that the Doctor doesn't actually regenerate in this episode. It'll be the first time since that's happened, but it has actually happened with the last two Doctors. Obviously with David Tennant's 10th Doctor pretty much regenerating in the Stolen Earth. Are we going to suddenly get Metacritus Capaldi? That would be quite funny to throw back to RTD and do that again. Somehow I'm thinking that's probably quite unlikely. And of course, yeah, we had Matt Smith seemingly regenerate and then get shot completely dead. So is that something Bill might do when the Doctor's regenerating? Bill seems to have this gun to shoot him. So is she actually going to shoot him again and completely kill him? And then somehow he's going to come back because it's a simulation or something? I don't quite know. But there's so many interesting ideas from this. And of course with all this, where on earth does Missy fit in? She's in this episode seemingly fairly prominently. And there's also scenes with the Doctor and Missy interacting. We've certainly seen from the sort of promotional pictures that there was going to be scenes with the two of them together. How on earth does this fit into the episode when seemingly the Doctor's under control from the monks, and then he's regenerating, and then what, we don't know. So it's fascinating to kind of theorise about it, but we really just don't know. So guys, that's my theories. Let me know in the comments below what is happening in this episode. Is he regenerating? Is it a fake regeneration? Is this whole thing a simulation? Or is there anything else going on there that I haven't mentioned yet? Do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. All your theories and ideas ahead of this episode. I'm really excited to hear what you've got to say. But there we go guys, that was just a quick video with all my theories on what might be going down in this episode this week. Remember to like the video, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you again very soon for another video. Goodbye.